The reinstallation of altar rails in Catholic churches is a growing trend in various parts of the world, especially in areas where there is a renewed interest in traditional liturgical practices. This movement is often associated with a broader resurgence of reverence and tradition within the Church, particularly in how the faithful approach the Eucharist. After the Second Vatican Council, 1962-1965, many churches underwent renovations aimed at simplifying the liturgy and increasing congregational participation. This often included the removal of altar rails and encouraging communion in the hand while standing. However, these changes were not universally mandated, and in many cases were implemented more as local interpretations of the Council's spirit than direct prescriptions. In recent years, several factors have contributed to the return of altar rails. Liturgical renewal movements. There is a growing desire among both clergy and laity for a more reverent and traditional expression of the Mass, often including the Latin Mass, extraordinary form, and the Novus Ordo celebrated ad orientem, facing east. Young Catholics. Surprisingly, many young Catholics are among the most enthusiastic supporters of traditional practices. They often find beauty, mystery, and a deeper sense of the sacred in older forms of worship. Grassroots demand. It should be noted the push to restore altar rails is now often coming from the people themselves rather than imposed from above. Internationally, in the United States, there is clear evidence of this trend in many dioceses, particularly among parishes that celebrate the traditional Latin Mass, or a more solemn Novus Ordo. Some churches are rebuilding altar rails or using temporary kneelers. In Europe, in countries like France, Poland, and parts of Italy and Germany, there are similar movements, often tied to traditionalist or conservative Catholic communities. Africa and Asia. While the trend is not as widespread, there is a noticeable reverence in the liturgy, and in some places altar rails have remained or are being emphasized more. And Latin America varies by country, but a reverence for the Eucharist is strong, and interest in traditional practices is growing, particularly in response to liturgical abuses or informality. Yes, the return of altar rails is part of a wider movement toward deepening reverence in Catholic worship. It's not merely about architecture, it's about the spiritual hunger for the sacred and the beauty of the liturgy. This movement is quietly gaining ground internationally, not through mandates, but through the desire of the faithful to connect more deeply with the mysteries of their faith. It is indeed heartening to see people embracing this with such joy and devotion.